What is up, everyone? Nunley Crawls over here, making a quick video, and it is a free modification for your Axial scx30. If you're trying to keep this away from being a money pit like the 24s and a lot of other crawlers and RCs can be, then you found the right video. So what we are doing today is we are making high clearance front links because they're ripped off of here, of course. They don't come that way factory. They just come straight. So I've already pre-done one just a second ago. And I had measured it with my calipers, and it is at the measurement on here. I think it's like 35.5 mils. So it is exactly the same length. So you're not ruining your geometry or anything like that. You're just gaining clearance for free. This is honestly going to take most folks less than 30 minutes. It could take you longer if you're new to like home done modifications, little DIYs like this, but very simple. This is nothing new. This is, you know, an old idea that's been done on the 24 small scale, anything with plastic links like the scx24 or whatnot. So we're going to jump into it. So first you're going to get your link. I have these tiny nails here that work perfect for this end. And then I found just a cheap costume earring. I don't recommend you guys using a real earring for this that's like actually gold or silver, and then that fits in that ball joint just perfect. Of course, you want to use those to keep it from stretching from the stock length, because that's going to ruin your geometry and your wheelbase unless you are wanting to shorten it up a hair. Say you're doing something real small like maybe a Jimny or a Samurai, something real tiny, or you're trying to throw like a side-by-side body on there, make it like a little four-wheeler. Maybe you want to shorten your wheelbase just a hair, but that's going to give you some geometry issues. You're probably going to have to shorten drive shafts and stuff like that. So, you know, just keep that in mind if you don't want to follow all these steps. So first and foremost, we just want to get our tin foil. This is already done from the other one, so it's going to be a hair faster, but you're just going to want to wrap your links on the ends to make sure that you don't distort the ball ends. You know, that would be fairly easy to melt. I like the lighter method personally. I think the hair dryer sheds too much heat. So that's just my personal preference. Some people may like, you know, heat guns, hair dryers a little bit more. I really don't, but that's going to be your personal preference. And so I'm gonna wrap this up, and I'm not going to speed this video up, do any editing. So if you don't want to sit here and bear through it, you can skip ahead just a little bit. I think you know where we're going from here. You're going to get most of your wraps done, but leave a little bit there, and of course leave your open area, and you can adjust this a little bit bigger here in a second if you need to. So I'd like to get the bigger end first. It's just me. And then we're just using these as a hammer. You know, we got a little flat side on there. Use what you got. It's not going to take anything too crazy. Bear with me on the lighting and the camera angle. Hopefully it is not too terrible for you guys. Let me make sure that there's not too much wiggle room. Okay, so on this part, folks, I really would recommend, almost like how you're pitching a tent, I would say your second stake, like the earring or the nail, try and cock at least one of them just a hair angled to pull it tight, right? Just like you're doing on a string for a tent. You want to have it tight, because if not, you're going to lose a little bit. And you want to keep, you know, that 35.5 mil dimension on there, unless you're trying to change your geometry a hair. You definitely want to keep it like that. It doesn't take too much. I think that's going to be fine. And then we're going to slide this over, and then we are just going to cover the ball link like that. We're going to bring this here. Maybe I'll put it down here just a little bit for you guys. And then going to wrap around this side. Right? I'm sure some of you have seen this done before, but we're going to give it a go here on camera to help you folks if you haven't seen an old video on this done before. So we're just trying to match this angle. I'm going to put this up here to just kind of eyeball, And it's easier if you have, you know, a grill lighter basically, or candle lighter, whatever you want to call it, so you're not sitting there burning your fingers. This can be done with a regular lighter or, you know, like a little torch, but you have to be very careful. Ideally, you do not want to bubble the plastic. You just want to get it a little bit warm enough to stretch it over without cracking. And of course, you know, like it's fairly warm in my place right now, but I would say be careful trying to do this outside or in the garage or something where it's going to flash cool, because it might crack or make it a lot weaker when you go to use it on the rocks. So keep that in mind. Try to do it inside and let it cool down a little bit slower if possible. And we're going to jump right into it. So let me get kind of angled up so I can have this on video and do this just right. So I was heating it up from the other side. I'm just gonna hold it down like this. And it's gonna be a little harder to see not having the lighting, so I was using my phone for that. But I'm just slowly kind of heating it up. You don't want to go too crazy. If you see it getting a little waxy, then you're in the right place, but just don't go too crazy where it starts bubbling. See, it's not quite there yet. It's getting close. Get a little malleable. I think that's where it is needing to be. And of course, guys, you need to make sure you're paying attention that you have this oriented the same as the other one. You don't want to have it the wrong way and not have, you don't want to melt it the wrong way is basically what I'm saying, guys. Don't ruin your links and do one way and one the other, because I don't know how forgiving this plastic is going to be. If you had to heat it up and bend it back, I'm sure you could get away with it, but you'd have to be a lot more careful doing it twice. So of course, we're letting it sit here and cool. I'm not expecting it to be an exact match, super perfect, but as long as it's close, I think that's going to be all we're really needing, all that we're after, and we're going to be pretty happy. Obviously, you want to get them really close to the same curvature, but the main worry is just the length. As long as that length stays the same with that geometry, should be solid. Stick my finger in there. It's totally cooled. I'm going to keep it a little bit longer just to play it safe. Get a little sip of my monster over here. Okay, we're going to pull this off and see. So, thinking that this is going to be just right. Let's pull that bad boy out, give this a little wiggle. Remember, guys, be very gentle. Don't just go ripping this crap out of here and breaking the end of your links, because then you're just going to waste all of your work. And this is for the folks that are wanting to save money, and also people that like ultralight builds, because some crawlers, being ultralight's nice, and the plastic glides really well over the rocks compared to brass and aluminum, in my opinion. So let's take a look, guys. Let's take a look, get these kind of lined up. I know that the ball here, let me try to get these little balls in straight so they look. All right, so I'm gonna pop this out of here, out of the little tripod, get that set aside. That's it, folks. I'm gonna keep this video under 10 minutes. If I can, I don't know, should I show them installed? I might. We're gonna see. I might chop and edit this up. But that is it. Let me know what you guys think. Of course, you know, reinstall is pretty self-explanatory. I don't think I will show that in the video. But I'll make another video running it on the rocks or inside. I might take it to the waterfall. So you guys stay tuned for the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you like this free modification. And let me know how it goes on your rig. Peace.